Hello again. Coming live to talk about part 3 of what the fuck are my gifts? WTF are my gifts. Gifts, not gifts like like our gifts. But if you want to post a GIF in the comments, you can. So hi everybody, thanks for joining me for part 3. And today we are going to be talking about the sphere of your radiance. So if you guys can get your charts out, the radiance sphere is over here. It is the third gift on the way through the activation sequence. And what we're talking about today is about attracting love, health, and prosperity into your life. And how do you do that? By tapping into your radiance. And so what I'm going to talk about is the different pathways that are connecting to it. So how we read our gene keys is, obviously we're starting at the life's work, and then we had the pathway here that led to the evolution, and now this new pathway, disregard this one right here, but the new pathway that connects the evolution to the radiance sphere is called the pathway of breakthrough. And the reason that we're talking about this is because it is through the uncovering of the gift in your evolution that you're able to attain these breakthroughs that allow you to tap into your inner radiance. And what is inner radiance? It's like your inner light, your innermost being. Hey, Maya. So evolution to radiance is the path of breakthrough. If we allow ourselves to accept, embrace, and love on our shadows, we invite a miracle to occur. And when you are loving on your shadows, you are recognizing, bringing awareness to it, and that's where the breakthrough, the evolution happens. And there's something magical that happens in your DNA because our DNA holds the secrets, holds our purpose, and there is light that is coiled up in our DNA. And when we are able to transcend these constricting inner frequencies of the shadow frequencies, we open ourselves up to a broader range, a broader spectrum of frequency in the gift frequency. And when you unlock the gift frequency, it triggers a reaction that allows light. This sounds a lot really scientific, but that's what they're telling me right now. It triggers your inner light to release, right? And so if we can look at the universe as a metaphor for this, so we have the universe and we have all the space in the universe, right? And that's the darkness, dark space. And then all the planets, all the stars, all that are forms, right? And so it is in the darkness that it gives birth to these forms. And so the darkness gives birth to the forms, to the planets, to the light, and the light gives birth to the darkness, because it is in those contrasts, it's in those polarities that we're able to differentiate between the two. Imagine if we just had light, there would be no contrast. That's why we're having this polarity. That's why we're having the two together. So your shadows give birth to your gifts, and it is in the frequency of your shadows that you're able to get the key and unlock the gift frequency, right? And so your physical body can be seen as form, harboring, holding your inner light, and it is through connecting to our body, connecting to the earth, connecting to ourself, that we are able to unlock that inner light. Let's see what else I wanted to say. And breakthrough can be an ongoing process for everybody. It could be quick, fast for some people. It could be your whole life that you are unlocking this breakthrough within yourself, right? So unlocking it through your evolution to your radiance, unlocking that radiance for yourself. So your radiance dictates your health, your vitality, and your aura, which also your aura puts out like the field that other people can pick up subconsciously, pick up with their intuition. Unlocking your radiance allows you to tap into your intuition as well. So for those of you hopping on, we're talking about the radiance sphere, and this is part 3 of the what WTF are my gifts. We're talking about the activation sequence. So again, this one right here. And for me, it is dullness, magnetism, and fluorescence, which is interesting because that is actually what the sphere of radiance is about. It's about hitting the Schumann resonance. And if you guys have heard of the Schumann resonance, it is the heartbeat of Mother Earth. It is the heartbeat of Gaia. And Allie just did a channeling of Gaia recently, and she is correct. Gaia wants us to eat more healthy. She wants us to get in tune with our bodies. She wants us to slow down, and that's what the Schumann resonance is. When you can get into alignment with the Schumann resonance and stop running yourself ragged, stop going so fast, stop trying to feel like you need to do all the things all the time. And that's something that I know that I struggle with. I'm like, ooh, this and that and that and this. The moment I slowed myself down, more stuff attracted to me, and I got to choose what I wanted to bring into my awareness, bring into my life, instead of me chasing everything, right? And so what happens to you when you hit the Schumann resonance, think about nature. It is in alignment with the rhythm of life. It is in alignment with the rhythm of Gaia. And that's why it flourishes no matter what. There is infinite abundance there. While you may see it going through different stages. What's happening? Okay. While you might see it going through different stages, like in winter, there's not a lot of color and it looks like it's dead, but really it's not. It's just, hibernating or surviving. And then in the spring, you start seeing all the colors. In the summer, it's very vibrant, full of life. So everything goes through stages, and it's because it's following the pattern, the rhythm of life. And when we fall out of sync with the rhythm of life, we align ourselves with disease, we align ourselves with sickness, and we just feel out of the flow, right? And so what we're wanting to do through our evolution, through that sphere of evolution, is unlock that hidden pattern that is keeping us from evolving, that is keeping us from unlocking our gifts, right? And so when we can align ourselves with that, recognize the pattern, we reach the state of breakthrough, and then when we're in that breakthrough state, we're able to unlock our radiance, because something stirs up inside us and all this light just releases, and we are able to attract love, health, prosperity. All the things start coming to us, because when you are in the Schumann resonance, you are slowing down. You're in the lean back phase. You are leaning back in life. You're in your divine feminine, along with Mama Gaia, right? Because she is teaching us how to slow down and just let things come, let things flow, let things flower. She's very patient, and so we need to be very patient. And so when you unlock your sphere of radiance, it is a slowdown, because you don't need to do anything. Just you being, just you unlocking that gift magnetizes people, opportunities, circumstances, situations into your awareness to benefit you, to bring you more abundance. This key is about, this sphere of radiance is about bringing in more abundance, slowing down to bring in more abundance. Isn't that cool? It's awesome. So, what was I going to say about, okay, so in the shadow frequency, when you're in the shadow frequency, you can get sick. So since the shadow frequency of this sphere, it undermines your emotional, mental, and physical health and well-being. So when you fall into that shadow frequency, you'll notice, oh crap, I usually get sick when I'm acting in the shadow. When you're in the gift frequency, you're going to see yourself slow down. You're going to tap more into your body. You're going to understand what you need. You're going to be compassionate to yourself. You're going to be in alignment with the flow. Remember, the life's work is about you getting into your own flow, your own rhythm. And once you can recognize that, you can align your inner rhythm with Gaia's inner rhythm. And then you're in the flow with life. So find your flow with yourself so that you know consciously that you're not in resistance of your own flow. And then in the radiant sphere, you are literally aligning your own rhythm with Gaia's rhythm, with the Schumann resonance. Hey, Diane. Thanks for joining us. So in your radiant sphere, in the gift frequency, you are in, right here, you're in more of a contemplative state. You're slowing down. Your daily life is slower. You are allowing yourself to, they're saying, savor and taste each moment. And in that, you move yourself into harmony with the earth, and you become more grounded. And when you're more grounded in this physical plane. You're aligning your inner energetics with this physical reality, and that way You are bringing your light to earth. You're bringing your light here, and you magnetize things for yourself. You're magnetizing it all. So what happens when you're in the gift frequency? Two things. You become healthier. You have more vitality. You're happier. And number two, you catalyze good fortune. So when you are in the gift frequency of your sphere of radiance, you are you're catalyzing synchronicities to happen and good fortune for yourself. What's happening here? Oh man, my kids. You're catalyzing more good fortune for yourself. And then we have this acidic sphere, which I won't talk about too much. I like to focus on the shadow and the gift. It is through the shadow, through embracing the shadow, accepting the shadow, and loving on the shadow, that you're allowed to unlock the gift. Because in seeing those patterns, you're able to recognize them and stop them from occurring. So if you guys want, hey Katie, if you want, why don't you guys type in your what number is your sphere of radiance, and we'll kind of talk about how this shows up for you, right? Type in your radiance sphere, and we'll look up and see how is that coming to play in your life. How does that affect your health? How does it affect your well-being, your vitality? And being in the gift frequency, what does that mean? How can you get there? I want to teach you how to shift out of it. So, oh, Maya, you have a cool one. So that one oh man, that one's so cool. That one is the gate of money or something, and it talks about unlocking pure potential. Like you have all the doors unlocked to you. And Gene Key 14, because that's your radiance, that's what people see you for. Man, everything just seems to work out for her. She has so many opportunities, things coming to her. When you're in the shadow, you feel like all the doors are shut to you. And it's so cool because it has the word radiating in it. Gene Key 14 is radiating prosperity. So we have compromise, competence, and bounteousness. You know what keeps you from having health, vitality, happiness is when you compromise. When you compromise for the detriment of yourself. It's okay sometimes to compromise for the betterment of the whole, but when you're constantly compromising your health, your well-being, your boundaries, compromising your wants, compromising your divinity, is what I'm hearing. Compromising, you keep compromising, and it keeps you in the shadow. So, and it talks about, in here, this is called the leaking wagon. And this is linked to Gene Key 8, which you have that probably as your purpose. So you are about understanding and unlocking your style, the way that you do things, your being, your mold. Instead of trying to fit the mold of everybody else and being like, I don't fit in this isn't me. It's time for you to unlock and discover who you are, how you're different, and what uniqueness you're bringing to the world, because it's going to be so different than everybody else. And usually that's what happens with people. And the reason that you have this Gene Key as your radiance is because in order for you to unlock your style, unlock your unique path, you're a trailblazer. You're here to bring something different by you just being the unique you are. And the reason that it's paired with this 14th Gene Key is because the universe wants to unlock all the doors for these way showers, these new people that are bringing new ideas, new possibilities, new potential to the world. When you compromise and you decide, I'm going to just do what everybody else has been doing. I'm not going to follow my inner light. I'm not going to show up as my authentic self because I'm compromising instead of showing my true self, right? Because I'm scared of what people will think of me because it's so different, or because the ideas that I have are so unique that people will think I'm crazy or whatever. You're compromising on who you are. And so that's what happens whenever you compromise. You'll undermine your emotional, mental, and physical health and well-being, and your vitality will just be sucked from you, and you'll feel kind of dry, and that's where you're feeling like the doors are all shut to you. It's because you haven't tapped into your ultimate potential. You haven't tapped into your genius. You haven't tapped into that, or if you have tapped into it, you're not embracing it, and that's why the doors are closed, because the universe is like, you're not in alignment with who you are yet. And when you do get in alignment, it seems like synchronicities start happening and then all the doors start opening. And it's cool that you have this for your radiance, because that's exactly what it brings to you, is synchronicities. And this one has, you innately know what it takes to be successful. So the gift is competence. So competence carries within it efficiency, enthusiasm, flair, and flexibility. These are the 4 keys to material success. So you innately know what it is to make something efficient, have enthusiasm for something, have flair, style, uniqueness, and flexibility. And when you tap into those things, you're able to unlock those synchronicities to open all the doors for you. So, and this is a very business-minded and family-minded gene key. You know what it takes to make something successful, to make groups successful. This is your Radiance. This gene key also has the power of attraction. So I would definitely work on contemplating, reading about, because this is a really awesome gene key to have. It unlocks so much potential for you. And the shadow frequencies, the repressive is impotent, dominated by fear, and then the reactive nature is enslaved, feeling enslaved. These people react by trying to prove themselves. So always trying to prove yourselves, enslaved. True power never needs to prove itself to others in the world. True power is only concerned with the job at hand. So it's about you getting the fire back in your belly and understanding what it is you want to strive for, what it is you want to fight for, what fills you up, what gets you excited. Because when you have that fire in your belly, that's when all the doors unlock, because you're aligning with your love, right? And that's what I have to say about that. Diane, me and you have the same radiance. So that means that your purpose is 10 and we're both aligned 1. So me and you have exactly the same. So you're a 15.1, I'm a 15.1, I'm a 10.1, you're a 10.1. So this deeply has to do with the spiritual journey, slowing down, tapping into your intuition, understanding our oneness in the world, because Gene Key 10, which is your purpose, is understanding, like, because it says self-obsession or narcissism in the shadow, and that one is because we're always, who am I? What am I meant to do here? And it's this me focus. Instead, we need to shift to from the me to the we, then to the collective I. So when you're at the acidic frequency, it's the collective I. So it's all that is, everything you need, do nothing. There is nothing else to do, right? Because we've matched that. And what happens is, it is through that radiance, through our slowdown. It's time for you to slow down. I've noticed that when I've slowed down and dropped the hustle and dropped the I need to do this, I need to run towards this, guess what? It's not a race. You are not going to be late to your own party. You are on track, on path. You are on time all the time. And you just need to know that and slow down. And when you can slow down, things will start magnetizing towards you, because you know that as you as a person, you with this as your radiance, you don't need to do anything. Everything comes to you. There's something in your auric field that just magnetizes. That's why the radiance sphere is magnetism. So when you slow down, you magnetize. When you lean back, you magnetize. So it's time to slow down. It's time to slow down and tap into your inner light and just allow that light to radiate out, because your aura is going to attract exactly the situations, people, circumstances, conversations you need to push you forward for your purpose. And that's that. That's all I have to say about that. I feel like Forrest Gump here. That's all I have to say about that. Okay. Have you already done a live on the Life's Work Bubble? That was WTF Are My Gifts, Part 1. We talked about life's work. And then there's a Part 2, and this is the Part 3. Let's see. You're welcome, everybody. I love explaining this stuff. It's fun. Fun for me. Katie, we know yours already. You're a 3.3. So getting creative in the chaos. Embrace the chaos, because it's in that. You already know this. It's in that you find your creativity. So when things start getting crazy, embrace it. Embrace the chaos in your mind. Embrace the chaos of your emotions. Embrace the chaos of everything. There's a lot of chaos going on in there. The kids are jumping around, playing. Embrace that chaos and learn to get creative in it, because the chaos might not always be favorable chaos, right? It might be like there's so many things that are happening. There's the plumbing just broke in your house. Your kids are going crazy. It's raining outside. They can't go out. And there's just so much chaos. It's like, how can you get creative in the chaos? So what you radiate for is how you're able to get creative in the chaos. And when you let the chaos engulf you, that's where you get sick. When you become the chaos and let it define you, that's where you get sick. And then you become chaotic, right? So, yes. You didn't miss it, Maya. It's still recorded. And then we did the evolution, and I listed all the line numbers. Chaos is my life. Embrace, accept, and love the chaos, because it's where you radiate. It's where you radiate. Simone. So if you guys want, list your gene keys in your radiance sphere. Your radiance sphere right here. What's your gene key? So Simone, you're 62. It's so loud in there. I don't know if you guys can hear my kids. 62. I set them up with food and a movie, and they're like, I got other plans, Mom. F that. It's okay, they're being kids. If my husband was here, he would be like, no, he can't take chaos. Chaos is like too much for him. He just wants to relax, and I don't think he knows how to tap into his inner kid, which is okay. I think that's what my kids are here for, right? So, 62. The language of light. Cool one, Radiance. I feel like you're going to be speaking, because anybody that has this one, it's about, the shadow is the shadow of intellect, and that is associated with your knowledge. Not necessarily wisdom or collective knowledge. Intellect comes from the ego. So whenever you speak from the ego, it shows up as, tons and tons of hummingbirds again, y'all. Whenever you speak from the ego, it's intellect. Precision and impeccability are something that you master as you go, especially if you tap into your gifts. Tapping into your intuition allows you to know exactly the right words to say at the right time. This one is associated with your throat or thyroid, so when you are in the detriment or the shadow of this, you might notice things going on with your throat. You might feel like you need to do that a lot, or things happen to your throat. I don't know if you have any issues with your throat at all. Let's see. Intelligence is the heart, whereas intellect is of the mind. So intelligence is of the heart. Your heart is infinitely wise, whereas intellect is of the mind. And so it's about, when you're speaking, getting out of your head and coming into your heart. So that's how you radiate. Speaking from the heart, right? That's kind of what that is. Precision, the greatest step. Man, I have so much highlighted here. Every word, this is cool. Every word has an inner spirit, a code of light that lends it as an independent force in the cosmos. I'm hearing activating while you're speaking. So you have this gene key so that you can activate people while you're speaking to them. Just you having conversations with people allows you to activate them when you are in the higher frequency, when you're in the gift frequency, and that's what radiates from you. When you are speaking from your ego, it doesn't work out for you. It is prideful, it is boastful, it is pious, it is vindictive. It's not a good place to come from. I know it all. When you have opinion or judgment. Let's see what the programming partner is. 61. Oh, psychosis. So when you hang on to things too tightly, or you're making it a hypothesis about something and being this is how it is, and I'm inflexible about it, and you can't tell me otherwise, that's a lower vibration. So being open, being open to all. Natural intelligence strikes a balance between the heart and the mind. Your use of words becomes much more precise because you recognize this great truth that there is a vibration in each word. So it's going to be important for you to understand what words to use, right? Instead of using, a lot of people have been using the term soulmate And it's kind of getting a bad rap, I guess, because people are using it in a shadow experience, like, oh, I'm waiting for my soulmate for me to feel whole. So everybody using that term allows you to that tapping into that vibration is kind of a negative vibration. So the reason that me and Brittany wanted to create the soulmate bridge is because we wanted to redefine that low vibration word. So instead of using soulmate, Simone, you might use beloved, or you might use divine partner. Even divine life partner has kind of been overused too. So like finding new words that hold a higher vibration. And you have this knack for finding that word that has the higher vibration. It is in the words that you are able to find the light within the word and create the alchemy of words together, string these words together to create a unique activation, is what they're saying. So that's your radiance, which is so cool. Super cool, isn't it? Let's see. We got, who else do we have? 62. I love contemplating on words. Beautiful, because that's what you radiate for. So there should be some kind of breakthrough between your evolution and your radiance that allows you to unlock this higher frequency of your radiance, of precision and impeccability, right? So contemplate on the relationship between your evolution and your radiance and see how they play with each other, right? So mine is humanity and magnetism. So and so my shadow is turbulence, when I'm feeling agitated, when things are turbulent in my life, when there's a lot of stuff going wrong and it seems like everything's not working out. I might associate that with dullness, like, oh crap, I hate it here. It's not fun for me, because dullness is the shadow of my radiance here of 15. So they play together, right? But when I can connect to humanity and have compassion, I'm able to slow down and I'm able to just be. And so they play together. And when I can unlock my humanity and my compassion, I unlock my magnetism, because it's the path of breakthrough for me. So that's what you guys need to look at. So Julie, I think yours is liberation. Let me see what 39 is. That one also has to do with speaking. People who have this are the great liberators of the world. And it's your job to either provoke people into action, which is a low frequency, which can still be beneficial, but it comes from a lower frequency, right? So when you're provoking somebody, it comes from a low vibration, and they're feeling agitated and they're feeling pushed by you. Because what you're trying to do is elevate people into a higher frequency. Because people who have gene key 39, that in human design, that links to gate 55. So 39 and 55, which is victimization. When you see somebody acting in the victim mindset, it triggers something for you, and you're like, no, or if you feel triggered in the victim mindset, you start feeling provocative. You start trying to provoke, or you feel provoked. And this one is called the tension in the transcendence. So whenever you are in the shadow of provocation, it undermines your health and your well-being. And that one is when you feel trapped or when you feel provocative. So trapped could be being like a victim of another person. Fear lies even deeper than anger. When fear is not expressed, hey, stop fighting.
Well, he just pushed me.
Can you both stop pushing? Don't push him and you don't push him. I think you need to take a nap. It is fear that keeps us asleep. What is really trapped is our unlimited reservoir of life force and creativity. When you suppress your fears, when you don't look at them, when you don't associate with them, when you ignore them, you're trapping your life force energy. And radiance has a lot to do with life force energy, because it is when you can get into the gift frequency that you unlock your immense life force energy, and you can then get into your creative potential. So it's about surpassing that, overcoming that, and getting into dynamism. And this one says the pressure of creativity. It's saying, I think this one is associated with the first 7 years of a child's life too. The first 7 years of a child's life is the natural seedling time for their later genius. So I want you to look back at your first 7 years of life and see how, Benjamin, come here, how you got creative. Oh, he's so tired. He is so tired. Simone, I get funky when I think about what people expect from me while speaking. Yeah, practice. You do, Julie. Okay, I think I might have to hop off now. But what I'm going to do, like I did last time, is I'm going to post all the different line numbers, and I want you to contemplate the line number of your radiance. So Julie is a 39.2. You're a line 2. So I'm going to post those different line numbers, and you can be like, okay, how does the shadow of provocation come into play with line 2? How does that show up? Are you okay, buddy? Honey, stay away from them. They're not being nice to you. And then Simone, you would contemplate your line 4. So I'm going to post all those for you guys so that you have them. And then tomorrow, we're going to go into your purpose. And now, purpose is not necessarily what you're thinking about, the purpose. It's more what's the purpose of your relationships? This is halfway between the activation sequence and the Venus sequence, which is all about opening your heart through your relationships. So of course your purpose is, what's the purpose of your relationships, right? And the next series that I'm going to be doing is called Where is the Love? And that one has to do with the Venus sequence. So it is through your purpose that you're able to start unlocking your heart, because that's on our way to our actual purpose, our external purpose in the world, right? And you have to unlock your heart to reach that potential to put your external purpose in the world out. And so that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. So look for the post I'm going to do about the line numbers, contemplate that, and remember to comment underneath the line numbers like you did in the previous post. I got to hop off because everybody's going wacko in there, and I think I need to put Ben to sleep. But thanks for joining me for this quick little live, and I hope that you guys are doing well on your journey into the activation sequence, and that you are starting to understand your own aspects of yourself and how to jump into the gift frequency. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. If you want to schedule a reading, you can reach out to me. You can go to supportyourdesign.com and look at the things that I offer. Yeah, and if you want to do a longer term commitment with me and Allie are about to launch about to start the mastermind. So if you're interested in the mastermind, reach out to us, or there's links. I can post the link on there. So I'll post a couple links for you guys. Have a good rest of your day. I need to go wrangle my kids. Okay, bye everybody.